Doing business in Ghana, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but because once you say it's difficult, then you are not an entrepreneur.
This is Prince Joshua Otoo, a young Ghanaian entrepreneur who is on the verge to build one of Ghana's biggest poultry farms.
The whole concept is a very big concept. When you come in here, we have turkeys, we have broilers, we have layers, but they are not here. We are in Sawam, and we have fish farm. Yes.
He founded one of the biggest media and printing companies in Ghana and then decided that he wanted to venture into farming.
So when I finished St. Peter's, I also went to Central University College, which I did marketing. Then thereafter, we came up with MPI Limited. MPI Limited, we are into branding. We do printing, branding, advertising, and all that. That's the first company that came into existence with the group we have now. So after MPI Limited, we've been running for close to 20 years now. That's MPI.
Oh wow!
Yes.
In today's video, he shares a story of how he started from nothing and his journey to becoming a successful serial entrepreneur.
You have outsiders who come here in Ghana here, they do business, so they make money and they take the money away. So there's no bad way of doing business in Ghana.
So I'm here with Mr. Prince. Would I say the CEO of Fresh Farms or the owner of Fresh Farms? We are to speak to him to know how he started, how the journey has been farming here in Ghana. So please, can you introduce yourself to my viewers?
Okay, my name is Prince Joshua Otoo, and I'm the CEO of not Fresh Farms, but MPI Group. MPI Group. Yeah. So the Fresh Farms came out of the MPI Group Limited. So it's not a company on its own. It's a company that is
Like a subsidiary more or less.
it's bringing up on the companies that we started earlier on. So Fresh Farms come from MPI Group. So I stand for MPI Group. How Fresh Farms started, as an entrepreneur, you have to follow your passion. That's one thing that you need to do. If you want to build a business, you have to make sure you do something that you have a passion for. That's how you can be able to build it, go through all the stages of a business, and then make sure you succeed at the point in time. So doing farming, Fresh Farms, is something that I had wanted to do for a long time. In fact, I remember when I was in school, St. Peter's, I was in the
Press school.
Yeah, press school. I'm a press school bar. I was in the science class. I was actually taken to science. That means chemistry, physics, art, maths, and then biology. Then I think after a couple of days, I was switched from the science class, the biology class, to agri class. So now I was doing chemistry, physics, art, maths, and general agri. At that time, I in fact, I was mad. I wanted to do I wanted to do engineering and all that, or a doctor and all that. Now I'm switched from the class to. But after some time, I realized that is my passion. Maybe God was aligning it with what I had to do. So I had to read agri. So when I finished St. Peter's, I also went to Central University College, which I did marketing. Then thereafter, we came up with MPI Limited. MPI Limited, we are into branding. We do printing, branding, advertising, and all that. That's the first company that came into existence with the group we have now. So after MPI Limited, we've been running for close to 20 years now. That's MPI.
Oh wow!
Yes, MPI Limited has been existing for 20 years.
Nice.
Then, so now you have to follow your passion. So I decided to do a little bit of agri. So I think about 5 years back now, then I started with the poultry, just a little of it in there. But now we are in Accra. There's no space. You can't have a lot of space to do farming, and you can't go just to get a concession outside there and just start farming. You need to be very careful and know the kind of species and the feeding and all that. You have to check everything before. So we started with past 4 years ago, a little broilers, and after the next year we increased the numbers. Up to last year. Last year we were the Gas Central here where we took the best farmer award for.
Yes,
yes, last year. Yeah. Even this year, last year they invited us, but because of one or two things I couldn't go. So my last year we were the best farmer. We took the best farmer award for poultry farming. So that's how Fresh Farm started. But the whole concept is a very big concept. When you come in here, we have turkeys, we have broilers, we have layers, but they're not here. They are in Sawam, because layers don't really agree with the turkeys. They will give each other infections and all that. And we have Fresh Farming. Yes, they give them turkeys a red pot disease. It kills them instantly. There's nothing you can do about it. The layers especially. So when you mix the two, move from this farm to this farm, then you have issues with them. So when we are piloting fish farming here, we have a site at Bota region on the lake, one of the lakes that we are going to.
The Akosombo side.
Yes, everything was where we have other Chinese people doing fish farming as well as that side.
Okay.
It's a village. I'm not very particular father, but we've had the land, we paid for it, and then the one at Osino too. We have 4 acres of land that we are putting up the broiler. In fact, the main target is to get broilers. As of now, we are supplying broilers to organizations, corporate, and then some of the malls. So the main idea is to get chicken fresh instead of importing chicken all the time. You can't stop the importation of chicken.
Yeah.
Because once you stop that today, you are killing a whole industry, from those who import to those who sell the cold stores, and then that one is not going to work. But at least to make sure we get fresh chicken here too. So the main land at Osino, where we have the 40 acres, is to produce broiler.
How many acres?
That's 4 acres of land, 4 acres of land, and then to do that. And also, so after Fresh Farms, then we had MPI Group. MPI, we have a foundation that was birthed from the Fresh Farms. Initially, when we started Fresh Farms, all the chicken broilers that we sell and the turkeys, we don't, the proceeds, we don't use it for ourselves. So at the end of the year, we look for a place. Now Ada is at an area that we've been to. We go, and then at Christmas we cook food and then chicken, and we get used clothing and then some other items, and then we take to Ada. So that's MPI. That's another company that came into existence with the group. Currently, we are building an orphanage community at Adam. That is also on a Orica land. Yes. We're building a community. We have a hospital, we have school, we have SHS, we have it's up to us. So we have from crèche, primary, JHS, SHS, all the same land. We have a golf park, other facilities and all that on the World Gated community. Yes, and when you check our website, you find all those up-to-date information on all that. So there are currently 3 companies running on the group, which Fresh Farms is part of it.
Okay. It's looking for like 2 or 3 minutes, and like the questions keep coming here and there. So initially, when you began mentioning AdMat and all of that, I felt like, okay, AdMat is a long time ago.
Yes,
Because it's called elective mass, more or less.
yes.
They say AdMat means it's been like
I completed as that's 2000.
yes, a long time ago.
That's 2000.
That's like 25 years ago.
That's almost 25 years now.
Yeah, almost 25 years.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you made mention of the main company name being the group name MPI.
MPI Group.
What's the full name of the MPI?
Media Plus Impressions
Okay.
Limited. That was the first company we started. After, when I was living in St. Peter's, I was printing for outsiders, as those in Kotia, and also students who want to print little do. So we have something we call you run from campus, but I wasn't running from campus or do other things. But I was running to go, and there was a guy outside in Kotia that had a shop, printing shop.
Okay.
So most of the time I ran and went sit beside him, and we are doing the printing stuff and all that business and all that. So that's how that was a passion I was following. So even though I was going to school and doing university marketing and all that, all the businesses that we have started is the passion that I've been following and all that.
Okay. So let's check on that a bit. So doing science with an agric in addition after high school, Like, what was the plan like? What was the vision like?
And the plan was like, that's why I said sometimes God channels us, but we don't really see it. Because when I finished that, when I went to the university, even that I went to read marketing. So that was also another off track. It's essentially mess at the university. But once you have a passion and then you are an entrepreneur, I believe that entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. They are people who look up, they do business and then and get it done.
Okay, so I believe you guys are enjoying the video, but just spend me 1 minute of your time. If you are interested in starting your own poultry farming this year, as this year is a Kokon Kitten period, if you want to start your own poultry farming in Ghana and you need quality day-old chicks, do reach out to me for all your affordable quality day-old chicks. And at 28 cedis per day-old chick, you can be able to start your own poultry farming in Ghana. The breeds that are available are H&N Brown Neck, Lowman Brown, and Highland Brown. I repeat, H&N Brown Neck, Lowman Brown, and Highland Brown. If you need the white versions for these birds as well, they are also available. If you also want to also buy battery cages, you don't want to do the depilator, you also need battery cages as well. Being it the A shape or the H shape, or 4 tiers or the 3 tiers, do reach out to me as well. Using the number on the screen, and we can be able to supply them to you at affordable prices. If you're also into catfish farming, being it the tarpaulin ponds that you need or the fingerlings that you need to start your own catfish farming in Ghana, just reach out to me using the number on your screen. All right, let's get right into the video. Do marketing at Central University?
Doing marketing at Central University, it was also off the track. But then all side, when the opportunity came to start Media Plus Impressions Limited, we started it. And then alongside the passion to do poultry farming and all that also came alongside. And when you are business minded, when opportunities come, you just grab them and go with it. So that's how come the Fresh Farms is doing well. Now we're doing well. In fact, we get orders, and it's not something that we are doing so much for profit at this time, but it's building it, and we are building it. We've gotten a lot of, and now we are looking for partners. Once you get a thing well done and it's on paper, everything is planned, then you have the lands to do it. Now you can go ahead and then get partners and then get the thing done very well.
Sure. I'm very much interested in why you decided to do broilers. Because I'm saying this because I've been to, so since this journey, my day videos on poultry farming, it always has been about layers. And here's the case I come and it's like, your area of specialization is broilers, because you made mention that the different land, the 4 acres you've acquired, is mainly for going into broilers. But let us know, because I'm saying this because normally from what I've heard so far, people are saying, oh, layers, in terms of doing poultry farming, layers seems to give the most returns because eggs, they will all consume eggs. Sometimes you can have broilers there and people like you might be feeding them and no one is buying. But here's the case, we are into broilers, using the success aspect of the broilers. What informed that decision?
When the reason why most poultry farmers prefer the layers is that the layers take 2 years. You can have layers laying for 2 years, and every layer will lay 1 egg. 24 hours. So if you have 1,000 birds, you're having 5,000 eggs within 24 hours, and it's sustainable for like 2 years. Then you can sell them. One of the challenges that broilers have is the competition with broilers is so much because of the inflow of the chicken from outside. So that one is a little bit cheaper for the consumers, because when we finish like this, the price might be a little bit higher than what they buy at the cold store. And also, consumers, once they are used to a particular thing, they go that way. So it's not easy to convince somebody to leave the cold store meat and come and take this one. At Christmas or festive season, they are okay with buying that one. But throughout like that, it's difficult. But another thing is that when you are doing business, you should find a problem. Once you see a problem, and now you find ways and means to get it, solve it, then you are in business. Because what we have shown you there for Christmas, we have most of them booked already.
Oh, okay.
Yes, most of them booked. Our Christmas because this year, last year we did quite a number, but this year we've done consistently, and we have best shortage. Even the ones the ones that show the 8 weeks, they are booked already. I can see maybe it's a few ones that are left. When they are booked, we'll just have to dress them and then send it to the person. So once you find a solution, a problem, and solve it in a particular industry, you are in business. And we feel that the broilers is a lot of is a lot of money. So once you get it done and you do well, you'll be in business. Even than the layers. Even though we are going into layers, but we think the broilers is something we can specialize on and then make something out of it.
It's when someone told me if you are doing broilers and you have a good already market for it, you make a lot of money.
Yes, that's about 3 times the capital.
So at least, but how did you, because going into broilers, is it that you initially had your market for them before doing them?
The 4 years ago when we did broilers, we ended up even giving it out. Oh, you know what? We have workers. We have a number of staff. So, two, this person, because you'll be frustrated at a point in time. Everybody wants to buy it even cheap. So why don't you? So we give almost all, and then Hope Foundation takes half of the chicken because we like 2,000. We feel like 2,000 people in the community when we go. So we have about 150 beds going in that direction since we started. So it's this year that we've not gone to that. We took a break a little bit this year when we cut the soil for the whole. But we use 150 beds every year for the past 4 years. We've been giving around. But now I think broilers, or you need to make sure that even for 4 years now, it's now that we've gotten the right breed of chicken or broiler. Yes, that they go very big and tall. All the other ones we started with. So with time, you would get to know the exact type of breed, the feed. Now the feed, we used to buy feed, but last year we started mixing our own feed. So now we've gotten, there are a lot of concentrates in the market. So you need to check and be sure and all that. Once you get all that thing properly in line, and you are sure that you make a lot of returns on.
Sure. So looking at broiler farming and the breeds that you said you tried and now that you've settled, which one did you used to do and which one is a game changer now?
You know, the broiler Ross is the best. Okay. But even with that, I realized that the hatchery, some of them are not really faithful with you in terms of the breed they bring you. Even though they tell you this is it, you will get to this weight at this time and all that. You do it and realize that they are very short, they are this and that. So you need to check them. So like this year, like this, I will change the hatchery from here. Yeah, we tried the one in Ghana, we tried the Ivory Coast, we tried Holland and Berlin and all of these, and then we settled for one at a point in time. So they can mention all the names, but the only way to get it is to buy, let's say 50, then you test it with your feed, the kind of mixture you are doing and the type of things that you add to. Then when it blends like that, then you are okay. Apart from that, you can get the best of breed, bring it to your market, but your little maybe a mixture or the feed you do might not make the thing work for a bird that is supposed to become very big. So if you don't do that equation and work things out well, you will not get the best of these two from it.
Okay. So let's look at the business MPI group now.
Boy.
For when did that one start?
MPI group, that means Hope Foundation and then Fresh Farm started. That's 5 years now. MPI has been 20 years now. And so the whole group, let's say 5. If you are talking about the whole group, then it's 5 years now. But MPI Limited, which gave us money to start all these roles, that's about 20 years now.
Yes. So 20 years. So let me say 5 years after finishing Pesco, more or less.
Yes, exactly. 5 years after finishing your calculations. Calculation is like,
how would you say doing business in Ghana has been some 20 years ago and even now? The dynamics doing business
in Ghana, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but because once you say it's difficult, then you are not an entrepreneur. Then you are not ready for business. But the dynamics are such that you have to get the heart to persist constantly and then do the same things, the good ones you are doing, which are bringing the repeat constantly, and the ones that are giving you bad results, you take them out. And consistency will give you this thing. Because We have outsiders who come here in Ghana here, they do business and they make money and they take the money away. So there's no bad way of doing business in Ghana. It's our attitude and the way we do our things that makes it bad. Somebody starts a business and then maybe things don't go well, or the first time things go well, the second time things don't go well, and then he will just throw in the towel and that's it. And that one, I don't think you know. So doing business here in Ghana is okay. One other thing is one major challenge of doing business in Ghana, which I have realized for after doing business for a long while, um is HR.
Okay.
You can get all the things you have to start a business and do all the things and get all the investments and all that. The people that you stand in with your business can either make you or make you. And unfortunately, the people ourselves as Ghanaians, or let me not say black sites, Ghanaians, very, very difficult to get people who have the heart to support a particular vision of a businessman to thrive to a particular level. When they do it at a point in time, you don't take it, they bring it down. They'll bring everything down. So that's the one thing that I see as a major problem when it comes to doing business in Ghana after this number of years. Apart from that, all the other things there are things you can contain. So you have to know the amounts, add when to subtract and all.
So we say the major challenge will be human capital.
Yeah, send the trusted people. Yes, that's HR. That's it. We are not too faithful to the things we do, and we are sometimes too selfish that we can't see this as a something that somebody is building and you have come to add up. So you help to build it so that at the point in time we all gain from it. But somebody comes to take away, somebody comes to destroy all that. And that's one thing that is affecting our business that we do in Ghana.
Sure. If I may ask, what do you think is the reason why that's so? Is it that naturally Ghanaians, that's how?
That's what I'm saying. That I don't want to say the black man, but I'm using the Ghanaian, and then that is our nature, unfortunately. And that's something that we are so selfish. We think about ourselves. That's what we do. This man has started this, and then I remember I've been following Odemaya, and then he was given YouTube 1 million the award. He was mentioning the people that had helped him to that extent, and he mentioned this cameraman, which wasn't there then.
Yeah.
But when I looked at his poster, the way he said acknowledge the guy, and the way he said he wished he was here, and I realized that there has been to put maybe
sometimes those you start the journey with along the line.
Yeah, the simple if you don't take care, he's taking all the money, all that, so this thing works, and they think you are taking all the money you should have shared, but they don't know when you put the money bits and bits and bits and bits to start the thing to get to where they are. Now it looks like there's money. There's a YouTube award given you for 1 million subscribers, and now somebody just maybe stepped in 2 months ago and he wants to just take a bite of the cake and like that. So that's our nature. It's very unfortunate. And when you one thing I've been following Dr. Macaulay, my gun group, they also share the same thing. At the point in time when it was doing business and then things were getting rough, especially with workers, employees, and all that, you have to go back and listen to those that have really made impact. And my dad also mentioned that HR is a very huge problem we have in this country. Most of them, in fact, go for expatriates. Yes, and they go for expatriates to come and work in the major leadership roles so that they sure that they know they can trust those people. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. That's
What one solution do you think can help cure this problem?
I have realized that when you go outside, people build fights. They only build businesses. The businesses that thrive are family businesses. Let's say Trump. The Trump brand has stood for several years because of the family lineage. The father, the great grand gave it to the grandfather, to the father, to Trump, and now it's a Trump, and Trump is giving it to his boy. That one, the sustainability, there's trust. The person knows that this person, when he saw the sweat of the dad to go through all these things and get the business done. So when he's doing that, he knows it's flesh and blood. So the person stands with it, on rounds with it, and make sure that he passes it to the next generation.
Yeah.
And that has worked. That has worked for what I've seen. Most of them what I've seen. So that's one thing. Apart from that, maybe there will be a time that we develop to the extent of maybe the US or something. Now we are developing. Our minds are different. When we get to that extent, maybe we might know that this thing is this business we are in. I'm the manager. I'm the CEO. You are the manager. But when things work out, you are okay and I'm okay, and life goes on. When we get to that extent and realize what things work for each other, we win together. Then maybe we would strive with some of these things. But apart from that, it will take a while to get these things
Done.
done.
I get you. I get you. It's quite unfortunate that seems to be the problem because I know the one mentioning it. I've also had conversations with people who have that problem. Someone also like was into tilapia farming on the estuary area. He's not in Ghana. He's based in the US.
That's a very big challenge.
Yes,
Then we go through a lot.
exactly. And he has this farm manager around who he trusts more or less to take care of and all of that. Could you believe? So I went there first time. I spoke with him and all of that. The second time we came to Ghana, they were harvesting and we went there. So I went there, I didn't see the guy around. I was asking, oh, where's I was like, could you believe the guy was stealing from me? You see? And it was up. Because then in the evening, the guy teams up with the car for
Look at that.
steal the fishes from the market. The kisses.
It's very bad.
Them.
It's very bad because when you look at the investments we put here, the number of things we buy. In fact, when we went to look at the land, the things we are putting here, it's beautiful to just start all on the land and get people to manage it. But that will be your end. So unfortunately, when you come into our house, the whole place is. But that one gives you a solid foundation. That I'm going to get a place. You are not there. The person managing it won't be truthful to you. As for Ghana here, the person won't be truthful to you. At the end of the day, you waste all the resources. You even give up. Yeah, you give up at the point in time. So it's unfortunate. That's one thing that maybe one day, when it gets to the end of the film, one day we'll get a good story from it.
Okay. Last year you kept speaking. You kept mentioning about the NGO, the foundation back here. What informed that and what prompted the kind of location you chose for this to be done?
As for the NGO, I feel that everybody that God gives a seed of business, the person God also gives us some level of sympathy to give back to the community. I say that because of the track record of most people who do business. MasterCard has a MasterCard Foundation. It's not by accident that all those things happen. I feel that once you get business and then you are making it and profit is coming, God puts in you a seed that will make you look out for people to bless. And also, we look up to the people that have been in business, that have also made it, and what they are doing. Sometimes we try to follow, because if you don't follow and they are making it and you don't follow, that means you might get into problems.
Yeah.
So our passion came with as I said, I've been following McDonald a lot, Daniel, my colleague, and he has the McDonald Foundation. So and when we started the foundation, there wasn't proper any money too much that we need to put into it. But we started. I think the first time we used about our first project we used about 60,000.
Okay.
Yes,
That was 4 years ago.
that was 4 years ago. Then the next one, and then the next one. So at the last one, I think we spent over 100,000. Yes, or we gather all the money from Media Plus, the work that we do. And then the location, choosing the location. Also, maybe I say God does everything by himself, because we actually chose a location somewhere. Then that was the first day. The day before for us to go, we had prepared the bus, everything. Then something happened and we changed the location. So I just called a friend that we are cooked food. We've cooked food, we packed everything. Now we are taking it somebody said they don't like it. So we should look for a place to say that we go. So he just made some call. So by the morning we had a place in Adang. It's called Talibanya. I'm telling you, it's a very outskirts. The place is it's not a joke at all. So we got there, then we gave them what we brought, the food and the clothing. As I speak now, we have one room there when I take you inside, we have used clothing. We pack there. So our customers up till yesterday I brought some. They bring used clothing, which will this year will go either in January or February. So we grab them with our used clothing and all that. So after 2 years, after the second year, then we said no. Now the way we see them and all that, why don't we just build an orphanage community that will house all? So now we don't only deal with the people in Ada. Now we have Accra here. We can take individuals that are brilliant, needy. They are good, but they're not really. Your films might be there, but we can push you because we are making it a very standard um facility to handle all those things. And then that's how come we chose Ada in particular. But I feel all those things. I feel the creator knows the way of connecting those things to make sure where your location is in line with what you're supposed to do.
Okay. So fresh farms. You mentioned you guys are into quite a number of things.
Yes.
When you started, what was the area you were looking at? What specifically do you want to start with from the get-go?
No, that's some I'm saying that fresh farms, not specifically poultry.
Okay.
As I said, I read agric. So there's a way to start everything. Even no matter how big you want to do it, you have to start from the kind of resources you have, the kind of space you have, what you can do. So you look at agric and all, there are several tools that man can do when it comes. But at that time, the space we had and the resource we had and the connection we had and knowledge we had at that time also started. Well, we started with 50 broilers in a small place at home. That's why the back there. Before we built, now we are even extending this side, or we could have closed all the places. And so because of the kind of facility with what we had, the knowledge and everything at that time, that's how come we started going. But fresh farms in itself, we are looking at you can see we are doing research into cashew, which will it will cover, and we've left spaces for the things we want to do, a lot of things. So every day we add up, and then so I'm sure in the next 5 years, if God gives us life, if we are doing this video, it will be a much bigger forum that because all these things are things that we've put in line to make.
Catfish,
Yes.
arrow. So like
Tilapia this is a third year. The first year we did a reverse. When we give birth to tilapia, we castrate them. All the ones you eat in the town now, the big ones, they are castrated, so that they get a weight. So the first time we did is a reverse, but these ones are direct. We didn't touch them. We have close to about 1,000 here. So these ones, we can use each tilapia can give you about another 1,000 systems. So the ones we have here, once you start giving birth, 3-4 months you start giving birth. So you separate them into
so they can able to reproduce on them.
yes, you can. So but we have another way of getting that. Once the eggs come, you just can take it out. Once you're doing your reverse, you can take it out and then do it on that. But once you want to use them as your parent stock, you leave them to do their normal stuff, their natural stuff, and then once they go to the time of getting giving birth, then now you separate them, and then you can get the eggs out of them.
So now it's all tilapia. There's no catfish.
No, we are not doing catfish. We've not decided to do catfish because the reason we're not doing catfish is a lot. Even in Accra here, there's a lot of catfish. Tilapia is very difficult to do.
You ask them.
As when you go there, you realize we have a lot of gadgets on it. And you need an oxygen pump and a aerator. You have to change. If you don't change the water within, a catfish can manage the water for a number of times, even dirty to rinse. But this one, if you leave it 3, 4, maybe 5 days, the maximum 5, you have to change your water. And change it. It's very difficult.
You come to the mortality there. I know that tilapia like database. Catfish are like zero, guys.
So they are a little bit difficult. So people run away from it. But that's one direction that we want to go, and then so.
But would you be considering catfish? Do you think?
Oh, we have a lot of space. Where we have the land now, we have a water body. That's one thing you need to do. Maybe one day we'll do.
So when I saw the tarpaulin ponds, what came to mind first instance was, oh, they are catfishes. Yeah, because normally people hear catfish using the tarpaulin ponds. When it comes to the tilapia, normally
that that they don't do well in tarpaulin ponds at all. unless you manage them at a very high rate. They don't like the tarpaulin. They don't even grow big in the tarpaulin. But once we are doing the, we're trying to research on what to do. Everything we do, as I told you, the goat stem, you can give them leaves, they eat, but at the same time, you can do feed for them, ruminant feed. And that one, you have to, not all the concentrates we have in town are okay with the type of goats, especially the local goats. They have to massage it and add this and this till you get a perfect feed. So once we are in that line, most of the people in the goats industry, which they have foreign goats, they can give them the normal local, then concentrates the hand, which is okay with that. But this was they react to it. So with time, once you are able to mix it and then
balance it.
then you can do this stuff. You can know the exact quantity.
And more fun when the turkeys also come in.
Turkeys is the second year we are doing turkeys.
Oh, okay.
So we did the first one last year, and then now the last year on gave us eggs. The ones you have there hatched from last year's on. Then they give us the new breed that we have now.
I just want to start turkeys, right?
Yeah, they are all turkeys.
And they look like normal, like chicks, like them.
No. They are turkeys. They are all turkeys. They are all turkeys.
So the turkeys that you hatch your own turkeys.
Yeah, you hatch them. They hatch them.
But the broilers that you buy there.
The broilers for now.
Wow.
Even with that, since we started the hatchery is something that we want to build on its own, because it's frustrating. A lot of people buying day old from outside, from Holland through the airport, ship. I think is wrong. It's an error. So we intend to build a very big hatchery that will supply broilers and then all those guinea fowls that we buy from outside. So that's one of the places we are looking at, to do a very big hatchery that can contain the birds that farmers in Ghana here. I think Daku Farms has one recently.
Okay, like a hatchery.
A hatchery.
Then Kujis rather is also doing their local hatcheries now. So they're normally hatching like their own chicks to sell. Yeah, and that's what I know like currently. So like,
okay.
And that's they are going into.
A lot of day-old chicks are a lot, so we need a lot of hatcheries here so that we don't have to always import birds from outside for.
But some people are of the opinion that normally, in terms of hatcheries and day-old chicks, normally the locally manufactured ones are not of good quality as compared to the imported ones.
You see, the imported ones, they give them vaccines and all that before they hatch them. But we don't have the kind of mechanism here.
Okay.
Like the turkeys we have inside there, if they are hatched outside, there are vaccines they give them in the egg before the turkey comes out. But we don't have that. So we hatch it directly, take the egg, put it inside, it turns it, and then 28 days, and
It hatches.
it hatches. But all the ones from foreign, because of the equipment they have, they are able to give them the vaccines and all those things. And so they look different. You see them growing very big than even the one you have hatched with. So because I'm sure they might push hormones into them that the normal what we do here, you don't have. So it makes them. So that's a challenge that I'm sure with these things we have over here.
Okay. So generally, fresh farms since 4 years ago, what have you also said that is a challenge that comes with like owning a farm in Ghana? Or the challenge that you faced as fresh farms since you started the farm 4 years ago?
Oh, it will still be the same thing. The HR stuff.
Okay.
Apart from that, the challenges we get them all the time. We manage them. But this HR stuff, and then now one challenge is getting cereals for the feed, especially maize. Yes, the price of maize is just going skyrocketing. Sometimes you even have the money, you wouldn't get. That's one thing. I think recently the government brought in maize from was in Argentina to subsidize percent. But apart from that, those times it was very difficult. You even get maize to buy. Now we normally use a yellow maize. You have to go back to the white maize, which is not really good for the birds. And apart from that, all the challenges is part of the business I will do.
Sure. But I'm guessing like no time maize farming to be part of the.
No, maize. We actually started with maize, then we slowed down. We've done maize, and
I can see maize on the.
So in fact, that started with the poultry. You're like, so all those things, we have checked all those things. So once we move from here entirely to our 4 acres, then that one we implement most of the things. And I see that maybe in the next 2 years we'll get up.
Sure.
Next 2 years a bit.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, where do you envision or see fresh farms going in the next 5 years, 10 years?
So as I said, in the next 2 years, we are looking for partners. And as for these things, when you do them, you need to get into partnership, or else it will take a long while for you to get to
The dream, yeah.
So in the next 5 years time, I'm sure you see the brand very well, stand out well with all the things that we are doing.
Okay. Okay. You say partnership. People are watching might be interested in such a partnership. What form of partnership?
Oh, for now, as for the technical knowledge and the know-how to get all of them done, we've settled on it. So the only partnership we need is maybe in terms of investment. Investments, then we know how to strike this thing. But the knowledge and information, we've done a lot of work over these 4 years. We've trained a lot of farmers this year on turkey farming in this area. And then schools come here. We have churches come here for excursion. And now there are areas that we teach them and all that. So we've at least we have a little knowledge or some knowledge in there. So as the partnership comes in line with, I think investments, who want to invest into, somebody might have money, he doesn't want to involve himself in animals and all that. Me, when I'm in the office and I'm wearing suit, when I come, you can see me with the suit feeding these animals, because my work schedule at the office is such that sometimes I close late, 12 midnight. Yes, when I close at 12, when I come, the animals, I have to make sure I feed everybody. So I go round and round and round and feed them. And in the morning too, you have to do it. In the afternoon, meet inside, you have to come back. Sometimes we've gotten to a particular extent. Somebody might not want to do that, get involved in all those things. So you just have money, you want to invest, then we can sit down and then question out, work ahead, and then we can get it done. So as a poultry farming is a very good thing. As I said, when you start with 50, then you expect 150. You get the capital and as well get two on top. You make 3 times the capital you added.
So I wanted to ask you, among all the farming, or since farming 4 years ago till now, would you say farming is very profitable? And also, among all the other type of farms you do, which one would you say brings the most?
Farming is very, I wouldn't say it's profitable, it's extremely. And then myself, I would want to retire with farming, because I see all the big men do all the work, like EC Boss, Afarijan.
Yeah.
Then the rest of them, after they have done all their, now when they are retiring, they want to get into farming. So why not start now? Then you can, when you are retiring, the thing is very big and you retire with it, because it's something that nobody can retire you from. You can sit now and still the thing is running. So it's something that we want to do to that extent.
Okay. So you're talking about the broiler farming, like so you can start with 50 and you're starting to get times 2 of it.
Yes. When you start with 50, you won't get the times 2. In fact, you will not get the profits that I'm talking about till a couple of years. That 150 I'm talking about, we don't even have it. But once you do it for that years, you see the mistakes. And you when you start blocking them, you realize that, oh, if I'd done all these things, I would have gotten this. So from what I've read from books and what I've seen myself, I realize that 150 should be the least of the money you get. It should be the least of the money you get. Quite per se, you should be able to calculate such that at 8 weeks, 9 weeks, you have harvested them. Or else any feed you give them, that is a waste of money. And you're wasting your money. So once you're able to get all those things in line, you are 150 is the least of the.
So is it 150? Was it like 150 bears or 150?
No, I mean you make 3 times. 150% is what I'm talking about. So if you put in 1,000, then you should be able to get 3,000 in your hand.
Nice. At the end of the 8 weeks.
At the end of the 8 weeks.
Nice.
You to do all the calculations, watch them. But you don't ask for them because it's 8 weeks. It's intensive. Everything about them is intensive. They sleep, they sit down and they don't eat. You have to go and walk through them. Broilers, you have to visit them all the time. When you walk in through them, they'll get up and eat. There are broilers and they are not going. Then maybe you don't know that, but you can walk through. Maybe every 2 hours, you just go and disturb them. They'll get up and eat. When they are okay, they'll sit down again. You go and walk through them. You get them and eat. So once they are eating, then you know that your money is the weight is coming at the right time in your place for them. So you can start with the 15. Then maybe you get a place. Then you get your sawdust. Then also you get the feed. Maybe you can start with the feed, already made feed, the complete feed that they sell. You have to find out. Some of the feeds are not really good. When we started, a particular brand we started with, at 6 weeks they start dying. Always. The birds, I think that was the second year we got 250, 240 birds. By December, almost half were dead.
That's terrible.
So some of the brands are such that they are not really strong. The birds themselves don't get strong. So you have to make sure you find out, take advice from somebody who's doing it, or get an advice and get the type of feed to start with. And then you have to read around. Get more knowledge about it, and then you can start it. Apart from that, the only experience you can get is your own self. I can tell you my experience, or somebody can tell you how to do it done. But the main thing you are going to do is what is on your farm. You might get all the coaching and all that. Well, when the thing starts, it's you and your farm. That is where you get to go around all the things and make sure you become successful. So once you want to start that, that's the only way you can.
So starting with the 50, how much capital will you say someone wants to go to broiler farming?
Broiler, this year, broiler is costing between 19.5 and 22.5.
So okay, so they are cheaper than the layers.
Oh yes.
It's like 27, 30 series for
this year. When it hiked, it was 22.5. When it become difficult. And so when that one 50 will just cost you, I think, less than 1,000. That's 1,000 and something, or 9 something.
So 50 by 19.
19. No, let's do the 22.
22. Okay, yeah, the host. So that's 1,001.
Okay, 1,001. And you need, let's say, a feed of about maybe 3,000.
Okay.
To add up.
Feeding up to like the 8 weeks.
By using complete feed. Once you're buying complete feed, it doesn't also give you a lot of money, a lot of profits. It's okay. The complete feed that they sell.
That's like the food, the one that
the one the companies do, like what Kujis does. Okay. That one doesn't give you that kind of profit. But if you are mixing it yourself, when you go to a level you can make sell, feed yourself, we cut down cost straight away. So maybe this one you need about 3,000.
So is it like the Kujis one? Is it because it doesn't contain enough nutrients like the mixed completed ones? Because when you're mixing it yourself, you have control over the things you put.
What I'll say is that I don't know the circumstances in which they do their mixing. So I don't know. Maybe they mix it. Maybe one at the point in time there's a strategy. Once I don't know. But once you are mixing it yourself, I need maize 1 kg. This one 50 kg. You do it exactly the same quantity of things you need, and that one you get your results. You get your results. I'm sure once somebody is doing business and is selling and there's no maize, he has to use white maize. You go and buy it. But you need yellow maize, so you go around and get yellow maize, and that will give you your results. So once you start mixing your feed yourself, it gives you a lot of returns. So with this one, that's 4,100. And at this 8-9 weeks, your bird should be weighing 7 kg if you are feeding them with your 7 to 8, 6.57. Okay. And that one you can sell one for like 200 cities. I bet we saw
4,100, so 200 by even the 50. That's 10,000 minus the 4,400. That's 5,000.
So your other expenses, your sawdust, sawdust, and maybe workers can and all that. So maybe you can take 1,000 too or so.
1,000 to
So
what the 4,000
so this one is okay for a starter. Now when you mix your own feed too, and then you cut down the cost of the feeding, and also the more the birds you do, the more the profit you do. So if I have that place that can take maybe buy 50, but I can use 100 I can put 100 birds there. And now the next time when you do the 50, the next time you do your next this time, you have all the things you need.
Okay.
Now you have the building, you have the feeders and the distance. So those costs again doesn't.
Don't mean care those ones.
So that's when the cost, the maximum drops. It drops till now you have everything. Now the only thing you're doing is buying beds and feed, and the vaccines and all that.
Sure.
Mm.
We'll do a video where you teach us how to go about the broiler farming.
Sure.
For people who want to learn more about us. And I'm also personally interested in the turkey farming as well. To also learn more about
Now, once you get to do broiler perfectly, turkey is the same thing.
Okay.
The vaccines we give them almost the same. Just that this one takes injected firefox injection, and the timing of the firefox is different from the layers.
Okay.
Some people wait till the layer time to give firefox to this one. No. You give it earlier than that. So that one is not in books. So I also learned it from somebody and it worked. So
Okay.
once you're able to handle broiler farming, you can handle turkeys.
Turkeys
You can handle them.
Sure. So we'll share more details on that. So if you're interested, you can take a stay in those ones as well. So as you wrap up, if there's any one advice you'd give to the youth out there, those who are down with school now and high unemployment rates, there's any advice that you could give
the only advice I would tell them is farming is something that is very good. Unfortunately, it's very dirty to handle. It's very rough and all that. As I said, sometimes I have to come from work and I'm in suit, and then there's a customer waiting for me at the office. I have a client waiting for me. Because I'm in a hurry, when I enter this place, the only thing I change is my boots. And I enter, and I have to do all that with my jacket. When I finish, you see things, but I have to run back. It's hard work. But at the end of the game, farming, when you do farming, you make money more than somebody sitting in the office. Honestly, and food is not something that can diminish. People can stop eating at the point in time. People will eat food all the time, and you too. You can have food for your family.
Yeah,
it's very easy. You don't have to spend so much in buying this and this and this and all that. And farming, let me say, if you do cashew or you do cocoa, at a point in time, you just cross your leg, sit down and cross your leg. The thing there is a plant that is growing, and then you need water and all that. You don't need so many permanent staff on a farming field. You can decide to do temporal. You come and weed. You want to plow. Now there are a lot of machines too, but you want to do this thing. You take these people, 10 of them, they weed, you pay them off, they are gone. So you don't have too many issues. You need just maybe one committed person that can do that, and then listen. So farming is something that everybody, if at the point in time, this year wanted to launch one house, one farm.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because we are training and all that, it was a plan we wanted to do for this Farmers Day, but the election and the farmers it made the whole thing somewhere else. So now the plan it became, because it was about a number of days to the Farmers Day that they said they had pushed it to November. They didn't mention it early, so now I distracted everything. But I wanted to do in the vicinity one, at least a little, even if you don't have a land. So you can see we use the pure water, the water dispenser, to make sure that even in your house, if you have cement, all that, you can also do something like that. And then to plant 1 or 2 vegetables and all that. So I would advise everybody at least to do something. A farm, you can start with something. And if you have the passion, the zeal, and the finance, you can also go into commercial farming. And I'm sure you don't make money not only from your normal salary, but you can also make money from this thing. It's very good. So it's very good. Last year we sold turkeys for 1,000, and then 700 and 800. Yes.
One turkey.
I may have turkeys 1,000 last year. I'm not saying this year, last year. Okay. During the year we dropped it from 1,000 to 950.
Okay.
Throughout the year till now. So I'm sure Christmas will go to 1,000 too. One turkey. So if you have 100 beds, you're over 100,000 rich.
Damn.
Even though there are costs that you go through, but even the costs, I see it as money that you are putting down. So if I put 50,000 into turkey business, and at the end of the day I have 100,000, I've saved 50,000 and I've added something. Maybe that money I would have used it to buy something else. So the starting you have issues, but at the point in time, you would make the returns.
Nice. I said I'm really interested in learning more about egg farming because I've not done video on that to look at. I think this will end out the first part of the video.
Okay.
The subsequent ones, you will have a tour of fresh farms where you take us around, let us know what's on the farm, what you mainly do. As I said, the turkey is right behind us, but there are some goats, there are broilers, and there are catfishes as well here on the farm. So we'll have a look at that. So yes, before we go out, please like this video so you can promote to other viewers. Subscribe to the channel so we all go together. The goal for the year is to reach 100,000 subscribers before the year ends. So please subscribe and let's go together. And share. There are people out there who are listening to Mr. Prince's story and be inspired to just start something similar here in Ghana. Even they said it's not been an easy feat, but yes, it is still possible to also make it here in Ghana. All right. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.